What's up, budget buddies? It's Kim. You try again next month. It's like, ooh, fresh slate. Let's do this again. What is Kim? What are you doing? That's fuzz. Like whatever, floating. It's like floating fuzz. Welcome to Debt to None. January is over. Let's talk about this budget. What did I do? Did I stick to it? Not exactly. But I did pretty good with the groceries. Let's get into these numbers. Okay, so I don't know if you've been here before. If you haven't, I'm Kim. I am a digital budgeter. That means that I do not use cash for anything. Well, I can't say anything, but I'm working my way out of debt. So this is my journey. I am a low income earner. I am a low income earner. I do not earn that much money. But if you look at my budget, you will think that I do earn way more than I do. And let me just say it's because thankfully, I have learned how to save my money. I've learned how to get out of that horrible rut of living paycheck to paycheck because of me saving money. I start off with maybe, I want to say like $100 extra in a month. And then I kept increasing it from there to challenge myself. Let's see if you could do 200. Let's see if you could do 500. Let's see if you could do 1,000. So now I roll over consistently at least, and this is so weird to me. Not that this is a lot of money to some people, but to some people, it's a lot of money. But I roll over at least $2,000 extra every single month. So when I do my budget on my app, it shows that $2,000 as income. It's not, but it is. Ugh, whatever. But you know what I mean. Okay, so for January's budget, I was really trying to challenge myself to be very strict. Let me be honest, because that's who I am. I can't say I was strict. The only thing that I did that matched that budget, like came really close, was the groceries. I was challenging myself to keep it to $180 for a month. I came in at like 178 and some change. So I will say that I failed. Let's just say I failed. It's fine. We fail. Sometimes we do. We're imperfect people. Okay. So let's just talk about what I thought I was going to do or what I might, what I was going to challenge myself to do with these percentages that I calculated in last month for the month of January. So I was like, okay, for housing, 20%. Well, let's skip that because with my budget, I pay the whole 753 out of my account. So that kind of throws everything off because my husband does give me money on that. So let's skip that part. But utilities, 11%. I had planned to spend on utilities. I spent 5.2%, which is great. Food was 10%. Well, I ended up keeping it at 5.79%. Excellent. That's good. Where I completely went over, and this is a good thing because I was able to do that, I went over on debt payments, which is great because that means I have less debt to pay now. Debt payments, I had said I was going to keep it around 11% of my income for the month for debt payments, but it ended up being 14.63%. Okay, good. Savings, I said I was going to keep it at 5.5%. Yeah, right. Because I know I save way more money than that. First of all, clothing, I said 3%. I didn't buy any clothes for myself, but I bought clothes for my husband, like a lot. And so, I mean, I went well over the 3%. It ended up being basically 9% of my income went to clothes for him. That's fine. He needed it. Whatever. Medical, I'm still working on the insurance. We'll see what turns out with that. Discretionary spending, 5.5%. Literally, I'm pretty sure I ended up spending probably like 10 10, 12% of my income for discretionary, because discretionary is everything else. And I was a spender. Oh, transportation. I did 2.45%. And I think I had budgeted 13%. So that's where that's going to even out. But it, all in all, even though I just blew that budget out of the water as a budgeter, I did pretty good. I wasn't strict. I wasn't strict, and I wanted to be strict. I even wanted to do a no spend month for January, but I forgot that I was going to go out of town. So, well, that didn't work.
So here's how my January budget turned out.
I blew the strict budget, but the budget, I didn't blow. And I did well with the debt payoff. I ended up, or with my debt savings towards my debt and debt payoff, because I paid like $400 in debt. I think 300 went to my US bank card. And then I had this PayPal credit that I paid a nice amount to as well. And so we're really wrapping things up over here. I think I have $125 left to PayPal credit to finish up paying for a camera that I bought. And this, US bank card has $6,000 left on it. And in my savings towards the payoff fund, I have $2,500 saved right now towards that to wipe it out. I'm so excited, okay? Because it's happening. It's happening. It's happening sooner than later. Yes. Okay, so if you look at the transactions for February, here they are. Here's what I got. Here's what has gone out of my account, and here's what has come into my account. I'm just going to talk about a couple of things. You see, there's this transaction that says YouTube, miscellaneous income. Last month, January was a great month for YouTube. It was my highest payment yet. But it wasn't $1,300. It was $1,297. All my YouTube payments get sent to a savings account. And sometimes I just leave it in that account. Well, I was paid $1,297 in January, and so I ended up just transferring over $1,300 just to make it even from that account. But it's all YouTube Pay, so that was from January, a little bit from previous months. Let me show you the categories, my expense categories so far for February. I've already spent $88 on eating out, and let me just say this. It's not that I was eating out in February. I'm paying for what I did in January. So because I used my credit card. So that's from Cleveland. That payment, that was a credit card payment. And then medical and wellness, I bought some stuff, natural stuff online. So almost $73. So that's what I spent. And then my mortgage, of course, that went out. And then for savings, I threw $1,000 into savings. That was from my YouTube payment. Was so excited to be able to do that. Transportation, I've already spent $165 in gas. If you guys know, and you've been here multiple times before for like my budget videos, you know that I was like barely paying anything, if anything ever, on gas for the car. Look at me now, $165, because now I get most of the gas and I use my cashback credit card. And yeah, my husband's like, why not? Let's get cash back since we got to do it anyway. I'm like, yeah, yes, let's do that. So he gives me a little bit more to, pay it towards that stuff. But yeah, I feel so responsible. And then utilities so far, $47.64 has gone out. So total $2,127 has left my account this month, but 1,000 of that was for savings, so that's kind of cool. So no harm, no foul. All my bills are paid. We're still doing good, but I really am trying to challenge myself to stick to a lower budget, because living well below your means is actually advantageous if you're trying to build wealth. If you're just trying to be comfortable, if you need to break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, for sure. Living well below your means is the way to go. For me and my husband, we're trying to be proactive when it comes to our budget, just in case something should happen. I'm not bringing in near what I was bringing in before, and I really wasn't bringing in that much. We are okay because of the mindset shift in learning to live on less and yeah, just to keep things simple. So thankfully we did that, and so we're fine. And we're like, wow, dude, we actually don't even need thousands of dollars every month. We just don't. So that was my budget for January. Thank you for watching. And then that's where I'm at in February. And we'll see. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna be strict this month. Well, I'm gonna be kind of strict this month because I'm preparing myself for March, where I am going to have less income. So, yeah. I don't think I'm going to take on more cleaning clients because cleaning houses are hard on the body. And I'm just like, not about that life really. But I'm going to keep the one little house, the one little house that I clean every week, just because I don't know. I like it. It's quick, it's easy, and it's just immediate cash in hand. I'm going to have to just figure this out, like get really diligent with what I'm doing in my life so I can bring a consistent flow of income, whatever I'm going to be doing. But thankfully, unexpected income is coming with my tax return. That's part of the reason why February is going to be a pretty good month. Now, mind you, next month's not going to be. Next month, unemployment ends. Now I have YouTube, which I'm paying taxes on any income that I'm coming in, but I have expenses for that as well. And so with these tax breaks and this and that, I'm getting, which is crazy. I don't even know how this happened. I still don't know how this happened, but I'm getting $3,000 back. So this is an unexpected surprise. This is why I'm moving forward with this debt payoff. Part of the tax return, I'm going to put in my savings account and leave there just to, collect interest or whatever for whatever I'm going to need it in the future, in the near future. We will talk about that. And then a nice chunk of it, I'm going to put in the debt payoff fund. So like I said previously, I have 2,500 already saved up towards that debt payoff fund. Add that 2,000, that's $4,500. I only owe 6,000 right now. Listen, my taxes fund is $500, but I don't need it this year. So my question is, should I just take the $500 and roll it into the debt payoff, or save it for next year's taxes? What would you guys do? Would you just save up the money later to pay your taxes? Should I just take the $500 and pay off the debt? There. Yeah, I hope this video made sense. Sorry if I was all over the place, you guys. So sorry. I'm kind of excited at the same time. I'm kind of deflated in like other areas because I'm like, man, this is not where I thought my life was going to be at this time. I'm still getting used to the new way of life. Like I'm still getting used to this life, without Mariah here, with my husband, who is different now. He's still super loving, very sweet, um, a great husband, but he's different. He doesn't have the apple of his eye. He doesn't have his daughter who brought so much joy to him. And it's sad. Our house is like sad in a way. There was always this laughter in the background and noise, and it was kind of soothing, and I miss it. I really miss it. Like today. Today's one of the days that I would just be me and her in the house, and I would hear her laughing, and her TV would always be on, and she'd always be yelling for me to turn it on whenever it, stopped playing, because it's like, are you still watching? On her little Roku. I miss it. I miss her little spirit. Oh, so that is sad. I'm not going to lie. But we're still moving forward. We're trying to maintain our joy and be there for others. That's a big deal. Like that helps a lot, when you're going through something. So that's a focus of ours, of course. Um, but yeah, it's not easy. So I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of like, oh, like just like ugh, all over the place. I'm happy, I'm excited, and I'm like, wait, I'm kind of sad. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. Like I don't even know what my emotions are. I don't even know. I feel like that's what I'm going through. Yeah. Like sometimes I'm really super happy and I feel good. And then at other times I'm just like solemn and just like, oh, and it can happen like that. But like, I know this is a transition period. So yeah. So I'm sorry if it's coming through, if it's coming across, if you can tell, that's the reason. I'm still trying to be me. But I'm also still I'm trying to get to know me now. And I feel like I'm not sure what I'm doing and what direction I'm going in right now. Everything just feels weird. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you guys to expect from me, but I'm going to keep showing up and I'm going to just keep putting my life out there and hope there's someone that wants to watch and cheer me on, and that's all I can offer. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support me in my journey. I really appreciate all the encouragement. Um, I love it when you guys leave in comments what's going on with you. I love when you leave suggestions for others because I know people they are reading comments. So when you leave suggestions and tips for others and for myself, I appreciate that as well because it feels like, we're doing this. We're doing this together. We're trying to save our money. Most of us don't make a lot of money. We're trying to save, we're trying to pay off debt. We're trying to get other things in order. We've got other financial goals and we're just really trying. And so when you've got that group, that support group, that is everything. It just makes it so much easier and enjoyable. That sounds so crazy. Budgeting and debt payoff, that's not fun, but it kind of is in this community. Like, seriously. So I thank you for making it fun and thank you for continuing to come back. So, with that, I hope that I see you next time.